Hello, hello. There's Colleen in her pink sweater. Here's Mary Jo in my pink sweater.
We didn't plan it.
No, not even a little bit. I wore this last night to dinner. I'm sure she didn't think I was going to wear it again today. Hi, everybody. How are you? Hello from mystical Montana. Fabulous. Fabulous. Yes, indeed. Pray for Minnesota. That's part of the reason we're talking today. Minnesota, Wisconsin, all y'all. All y'all. Okay. So I'm going to do a little something different today. But there's so much going on. And I feel like astrologers have been talking about 2020 for a really long time. Okay. They've been all over this, like, what is going to happen in 2020? I had no idea. I was like, I think I've heard something about a lot of retrogrades and stuff like that. But I just want to say to you, so I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to do a little reading with this deck. Some of you have asked me about this deck. Okay, this Gaia deck. Gaia is Earth, right? And so I'm going to do a little reading with this deck, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to read you some of the stuff that they put in here that Tony Salerno put in his book. I feel like there's something in there that's really awesome. Just the way this person writes about this is beautiful. So I want to share that with you. But and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about the retrogrades and things that have been going on, because honestly, I think people don't understand why things are shaking up so much. And, you know, when you get into, conjunctions are very common. If you look at your Earth chart, there's a lot of conjunctions. Conjunctions are very common. But when it's the outer planets that have to do with generational impact on people, okay? They move really slow, those planets. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, right? Way out there. Saturn and Jupiter are kind of in the middle, and then your own personal planets, Mercury, Mars, Venus, the sun and the moon kind of thing. When those planets outside, right, at the very edge of our solar system that we are working with right now, they move really slow. And when they come in contact with each other, it's super powerful. Thank you guys for donating to the channel. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome in. If you're new to the channel, hey there. So when those planets kind of fall in line, there's power. And they've moved together in Capricorn. So it's upending structures, traditional things, hierarchical things. Every single thing that we're looking at, we are seeing the true nature of things. Things are being, it's sort of like, I don't know if, just like wave structure to something that's solid. And when waves hit it, right? Waves are water, and sometimes they just lap on things, but over time, water's super powerful, right? Can break down all kinds of rigid structures, especially the more rigid they are, the more they crumble, okay? So we're seeing that. I'm gonna talk more about this Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto coming into alignment, and just where that's gonna take us. At the end of this year, we're going to have an amazing experience. This is going to go on for a while, okay? This fall is going to be a little bit crazy. And in December 21st is really when we finally get to move out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. Very different energy, airy energy, much more about human rights, civil rights, things like that. And that's the beginning of things. There's still going to be upheaval for almost 4 years until we fully move into the age of Aquarius. But the questions we will pose to ourselves, remember how I talk about questions all the time, asking good questions? The questions we're going to pose to ourselves at the end of this year are going to be like, okay, what next? Like now, what's our priority? Where are we moving? There will be more COVID. We will go through another wave of that. We will have some more experience with that. And, I do feel like we are going to be moving into an age of when we care and take care of each other. And the generational karmic energy, the oppression that has happened, people of color, women, everything like that, that is going to burst out of its structure where it is now. Like that's what's happening right now. And it's going to be a place, we are going to be in a place where we're all working on how can we live together, right? That's what they were singing about in the 60s in perfect harmony. How are we going to do that? And this, I was born in the 60s. I was born in actually Berkeley, California. Peace to y'all. And one of the epicenters, Haight-Ashbury, of the peace movement in the 60s. And now that is coming into this place, which is why this is one of my missions, is about bringing peace, bringing information, bringing knowledge, bringing that Aquarian big picture kind of thing to the fore. That's one of my parts of my mission. And y'all, twin flames, spiritual beings, awakened leaders, healers, teachers, guides on this channel, that's who's here. And so when you're awakening, when you're moving into your mission, I think a lot of people were brought to this mission, and this is just my theory because of, talking with everybody and seeing what your questions are and your interests are. It seems to me that a lot of people were brought onto this path by a relationship, either a person brought you into an awakening, or the awakening, the awareness of twin flame energy and what is this. And that kind of stuff is bringing you onto your mission path. Again, thank you, Nancy, for donating to the channel. All that stuff is bringing you onto your mission path. But if you really knew that your mission path had to do with raising the vibration of the planet, bringing love and peace to generations of people, helping people live in more perfect harmony, would you do it? Look at George Floyd. You think he would have that role if he understood, hey, I'm going to make some big change in this world? Yeah, you are, right? So are you up for it? Okay, and so let's see where we go here. I'm going to pull a couple cards. I have a feeling that the cards I pulled for myself this morning are going to make an appearance. So we'll see, because I was asking more in a general way about path forward. Okay, so let's see. Let's see where we go. Yeah, evolution. I've written down some stuff, and I'm going to read you this right now. Winter's end, regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. I'm feeling like we are at winter's end in the southern hemisphere right now. Regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. The search, feeling lost, feeling confused. That's certainly a part of the energy right now. Eternal love, happiness, harmony, fulfillment. That's where we're going. So I want to say this. I did write down a few things I wanted to make sure I said when we're going through this portal into this new era. These changes are going to, once it's put in place over the next few years, going to continue to unfold for the next 30 years. So I hope I'm still around to watch the, the way forward here. I think I will. I hope I will. But these three major planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, coming into conjunction, moving us forward, moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. So this is about personally breaking through restrictions for you. So like on a micro level, your own ability to, in your life, create something for yourself is going to require you to bust through something that you had always thought was, well, that's just how things are. If you thought that, there's going to be some things that are going to show up for you that are going to require you to trust that all this intensity is necessary for your personal growth, and trust that all this intensity that we're all dealing with is necessary for the collective growth, and how it will help us to embrace a totally new way of being. This is evolution you're witnessing, okay? So if you can pull yourself up out of the struggle that's going on right now, evolution, movement forward, massive change does require pain sometimes, okay? Birth requires pain. all of any kind of big experiences you might have had in your life can show you that pain was necessary in some way. A lot of times people don't change unless the pain gets too intense. Okay? So that's why we're experiencing this. So with evolution, earth changes, climate change, transformation, this is a 9 card. So we are in a moment of massive upheaval and change. I want to read you Winter's End, okay, 16, because that does feel to me to be a little, and I'll read you the search. Okay, I'm going to show you the card. Come on, Mary Jo. This card signifies rebirth. Remember I just said about pain, birth is required for pain. So is rebirth, okay? Regeneration and new growth. You may not know it, but the cycle has already begun. A cold, gray period of your life is coming to an end. A new season begins. As with the tree lady featured on this card, the first signs of spring are just starting to show. The first shoots have sprouted, and soon new buds will be in full bloom as they bathe in the light of the sun. Many beautiful things are in store for you. New opportunities present themselves in some quite unexpected ways. When they do, embrace them. Do not hesitate, for this is your time to shine. And just know that even pain has beauty, right? The rebirth of people, the changing of what's going on in your life, the actual moment of birth is a moment of celebration, right? Coming through and coming out into the light is a moment of celebration. So I want to share with you also number 6 here, the search, because I feel like this is where a lot of people are right now, feeling lost, confused, and lonely. There's a lot of isolation going on right now, and I've read that in comments over and over again. The days of our lives are forever changing, just like the 4 seasons of nature. Spring follows summer, then come autumn and winter. Summer follows spring, then come autumn and winter, and the cycle starts once again. At present, you are symbolically experiencing winter season. Boy, haven't we ever. Life seems dreary, and it feels as if everything has come to a halt. You may be feeling a sense of loneliness, isolation, confusion, and it feels like you've lost your way, searching for answers that do not appear to come, wanting to know why, and yearning for new inspirations. When will your passion and excitement for life return? The answer to your question is soon. Without a doubt, spring always follows winter. Look at the lady on this card. Notice her. Notice how she looks out to the horizon, searching and yearning, unaware that the first rays of sunlight are just beginning to glow from behind her. Very soon now, the light will shine upon you, and a new cycle will begin, full of new ideas, new inspirations, and perhaps a new love of some kind. So as we're going through this, and then eternal love shows up. So as we're going through this situation, this moment in time, this portal to a new age, the pain you may experience with this is simply growth. I went through a big awakening in 2008, and then again in 2016 to 2018. I started this channel in 2017. It was through tremendous pain that this channel was born. And it was not an experience I took lightly, but it was also something that I engaged my own inner child and play in the execution of, despite the fact that there was a lot of pain going on, a lot of financial insecurity, a lot of worry about what was going to be happening and where was I going. And to embrace the trust that I was just going to be shown was a very important piece of my ability to find my calling, find what I was here to do. And it's still unfolding, right? It's still unfolding how we're moving forward. So I'm going to say that to you, that even if you feel like you're in kind of a dark tunnel, it's right around the corner. The light is about to dawn. Now, this fall is going to be more kind of dealing with structures, getting upended, all this kind of stuff. And Mars going into retrograde in September. Mars and Mercury are going to be in retrograde over the election. So there is going to be a lot of confusion, a lot of uncertainty as to where things are going. as we get into December 21st, moving forward, we're finally going to feel like we have a chance to have a conversation about what is going to be happening moving forward. And I do believe that the election will coincide with more COVID, especially in the United States, but certainly around the world as well. Things are flaring up in different places. So let's see where we go here. Messages for those watching, please. Messages for those watching. Messages for those watching, please. Okay, let's see where we go. Underneath the Judgment Day, I'm looking at the search and I'm looking at this evolution about the sun coming and shining. Judgment Day is that, if you are in any way familiar, I read the Bible as a piece of literature in college. I went to a Catholic school for the first 2 years and then to University of Wisconsin for my last 2. Very different experience, different approach. But the symbolism of the light dawning, a lot of times you don't see it at first, okay? That's true in the death card and scorpionic energy. You don't see it at first. So this is where we are right now. We're at a crossroads. There's no question about that. Some of you may have felt it a couple of years ago. Some of you are feeling it now. I mean, you're all feeling it now, it's likely. So here's what's going on. Queen of Cups, this is for the collective. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Death. There's that scorpionic energy, no question about it. 2 of Cups, the universe is wanting you to know that love is still here. 8 of Swords, you may not see it. Ace of Wands, that's beautiful. Beautiful, wow. All right. So I'm going to finish laying this out, and then I'm going to walk through it with you and see where we go here. Look at you guys. All right. Wow. Woo. Okay. Don't touch the camera. Yay. Hey, everybody. Hey, from California. Hello. East Tennessee. Yes, indeed. So apologies for that craziness. We'll probably have Zach edit it together or something for later, and we'll put it up together, okay? Yeah. So no one has to endure this nuttiness. So, hi, Oregon, Australia. Hey, from Texas. So, as I was saying, I hope I can get up from where I was. I just got to get myself settled again. All right. So the sun coming up here is going to bring in some new awesomeness. But what I went, wow, right when this whole thing went down, you're not going to believe me, but it's honestly the truth. The tower showed up, and I was like, the minute that happened and I hit the camera, I was like, boom, done. So if you're watching this in a recorded version later, you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but trust me, these people know what I'm talking about. So what's going on here, it feels to me like this full-on movement from one way of life to another. And what is essentially happening here is combining the heart, okay, combining the heart with logic, okay, moving more into this Aquarius age. In the past, there have been a lot of upheavals that I think people didn't understand going on right now. This is something that is looking to the future beyond where we are at this moment. We are definitely in a tower moment for the world, and certainly the United States. We are in this tower moment of upheaval and change, and people who are having a hard time with change. It's just ginning up. It's just bringing up all kinds of stuff. Okay. So the thing I want to say to you all is, I know it's hard sometimes. Believe me, I know it's hard sometimes to be kind and to be sympathetic. You guys who are teachers and healers and guides, you understand about empathy better than anyone else. Try not to deplete yourself with people who are just, pulling at you or at you in some way. So please just try to, also embrace the kindness, embrace when that happens, right? Whenever you do something, whenever you're out in the world and you do something kind and you don't need a thank you, you don't even need to be acknowledged about it. You just carry it in your heart, and that person carries it in their heart. So just that's one of the very small ways you can be of service, okay? So what's going on right now is this Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords. This is kind of opposite energy, right? It's the the heart chakra, and the logic. And it is, the opportunity is to meld these two. So where we have been has been too rigid, has been too hierarchical for sure, patriarchal for sure, has been too much in that energy, and that needed to move. It's moving, right? So the water is lapping up against these structures. And after 242 years, we are in now a Pluto return for the United States. 244 years, I think, is the Pluto return. But it started, the energy started in 2017, and it goes into like 2024. So that Pluto return, human beings who live 80, 90, 100 years, really as our outer limits, maybe 110 years for you guys who are millennials. You guys are going to really live longer than your predecessors. Pluto returns are transformational, and anything that is in the way of evolution and eternal love is going to be ejected. Anything that isn't about compassion or a way of community, tribe, bringing together, but not separate, together, okay? Together. There are no, I think John Lennon sang about, imagine, there are no borders, there's no religion, there's no nothing to separate us. We're noticing that a lot of these things are in the world to separate us and also to make us fear each other, right? There's a lot of things happening along those lines. So what I feel is the Mars energy here is really strong around the water and the intellect. There's, in the past is the Tower, and the Ace of Wands is in the future. The transformation of death. Remember when I talked about the death card here with this, the search? The death card is here again. And it is about understanding that love is all around, whether it's in a macro way or a micro way, whether it's in your particular life or in your arena. You're going to see that love is going to wash over things and be more part of our discourse, more part of our compassion. Up until now, this is the card of how we got here. Thanks, Grace. Thank you guys for donating to the channel. I very much appreciate it. So this card here of Eight of Swords, how we got here is that we really didn't see how we were impacting each other or what we were doing that was going to keep us separate from each other. Because as you guys know, in the spiritual journey, we're not separate. We're not. We're all the same. We all have the same molecules. We all have the same, this kind of thing that you're wrapped up in is an illusion. It's a bunch of cells that are creating the illusion that this is solid. It's not real. Science will tell you all of that. And this is about us understanding that we are interconnected, that we are interdependent, not codependent, interdependent. So any kind of things that we've been doing in our lives, collectively or individually, that have been codependent, also not helpful, because that's the other side of it. No codependence, no none of that, no understanding that people are wanting to move forward, wanting to expand, wanting to grow. There's no need to be codependent. Allow people to do what they're here to do. Just allow people to follow their mission. The universe is sharing that love is all around, that love is coming through, and that's where we're going. So we're really becoming a lot wiser, which I like to see this Virgo energy here, because Virgo is the day-to-day, but it is also about wisdom. And wisdom, intelligence is not necessarily wisdom. Wisdom is the hard-fought street smarts, the things that you know because you've experienced them. That's wisdom, right? Combining that with intelligence, combining that with understanding history, science, all of these things are clues as to, hey, these things have already happened. These things are happening all in the same moment, right? We're going to be learning a lot about time and a lot about how we move through time as a wave instead of a solid structure, right? We're moving through it as particles. We're moving through it that way. So that's bringing us wisdom, and we're able to share it with each other. What's right in front of us, lovers, This is collective union. This is individual union. This is twin flame union in the service of mission. This is also being inspired. Remember the earlier conversation this week when I was teaching the tarot class about how much I hated the pages. And this is really about inspiration. I've seen that a lot in the readings. And guess what? The outcome here, I love the 10 of Pentacles in this deck because it shows true community. Us working together, us living together, us helping each other, plentiful, abundant. It is really a ghost of Christmas present, right? That I said that in a reading that I'm going to be posting later today. Christmas present, right? Everything around him, the abundance of it, right? And then there's Scrooge in the austerity of having like all of that money, but he doesn't do anything. He brings no joy. There's no joy in his life. And so Ghost of Christmas Present is like, be merry. Enjoy what the universe has to offer. There is no reason that every single person can't live in abundance. And when we do that, we really bring true community. Okay, that's what we're doing with this evolution of who we are. We're moving into the age of Aquarius, and that is truly about bringing love and hope and joy to each other, sharing with each other, building something together. 3 of Pentacles. And I realize this is a very big picture reading, but this, in a micro level, this says to me that those of you who are just at the place of your crossroads, right? Judgment card here, just at the place of your crossroads. We are all at a crossroads of some kind right now. We are all at those crossroads. So this is a decision we make. Lovers is not just about being in union. It's a choice. Love is a choice. Okay, just like being kind is a choice. Just like being angry is a choice. All of these emotions are actions based on feelings. So what's happening here with this Queen of Cups is that people are becoming more aware, Queen of Swords, of what they're feeling. They're able to identify, I've been talking about this for a long time, able to identify the feelings. Try it sometimes. Can you understand the nuance between joy, fulfillment, peace, contentment? There's a lot of frequency differential between all of those 4 things, even though you might label them all happy. Okay? You might label them all satisfied, or however, happy is kind of the generic term for all those things. But if you can get that nuance, that is going to play a role in how you're moving forward. It's going to play a role in love, connection, and bringing together people in the long run. So that's playing a role in your individual. The twin flame piece of this, or the twin spiritual path energy of this, is in the wake of everything that is occurring right now. We are going to be at a moment of discovery, but a moment of choice. And judgment and death, that's the thing that I think most people don't understand, is the choice is not to go forward or stay back. The choice is to go forward to be happy and joyful, or to go forward and be miserable. That's the choice. There's no going back. There's nothing there. Like that has closed itself down. There's nothing there. So the choice really, this 2 of Pentacles and 2 of Swords, do you stand still? Do you close your heart? Do you become frightened? Do you become upset that things are changing? Resistance to change does not make change stop. In fact, it breaks things. It can collapse things. It's when things are brittle, they collapse fast, right? And so when things are rigid like that, and whoever is not wanting things to change is going to stand in that energy of collapse. You have a choice here, how to experience this. Okay, how do you want to experience this? So let's get a little advice here for moving forward. Page of Cups, forgiveness. King of Swords, clarity about future, what you want. Queen of Wands, passion. 4 Wands. Again, us working together. I'm glad I chose this deck. Look at the images there. Okay, the Four of Wands, the women washing the clothes together. Look at the Ten of Pentacles, them all taking care of each other, taking care of the animals, picking the fruit, all of that stuff in service of a dinner or a meal together or something like that. This is where we're going. And there's going to need to be people embraced who resisted that movement forward, that progress. People will need to be embraced. People will need to be understood. And I think there's going to be a large conversation around that. At least I hope there is, around how to have a collective moment of awareness and compassion for each other. So that's where we're going. And I hope this was very helpful to you. I hope it was important enough for you to pay attention to today. Let's see what I can leave you with here. At 1 o'clock, we're doing a live for the members of the channel. I will be doing an individual zodiac cycle. All right, Gates of Triumph, Wondrous Universe, Vast Vistas, Unknown Territory. Damn right. So here we are right now in this place of winter. Okay, we're at the place of winter. And even though we are feeling a little bit like lost and confused and lonely, eternal love and evolution is what's going on. So if you can keep that in your mind and understand this, then it does make it easier to have the experience and know that what's coming is the gates of triumph. So for those of you who are on this path, on a spiritual path, which I believe most of you, if not all of you, are watching this channel, your job as leaders is going to be the forefront of that experience. A lot of you may have been dealing with this for quite some time. I know I have, and even back to 1997, some of this energy was beginning for me. So now here we are, and you get to make a choice about how to move forward, how you are intending to move forward and working into your mission, being on the path of your mission. Wondrous universe, vast vistas, expand your horizons. So there you go, my friends. I'm very sorry for the the camera failure, epic fail there. And we will glue these two things together. So I'll see you at 1 o'clock, members of the channel. I'll see you at 1 o'clock for the full zodiac. And if you want to be part of that, you can go to the front of the channel. Just look at the header of the channel. It says join. That's what you do. And I will see you over there. Much love to everybody.